there, I'm Jennifer from my-colorado-kitchen.com. Today we are going to be making some pineapple pecan cookies. We're going to start by taking some softened butter. We're going to do a half a cup. We're going to put it in our big mixer bowl. We're going to use a stand mixer to mix these up. Next we need to add a half cup of cane sugar. I really like to use organic cane sugar if possible. And then we're gonna add another half cup of brown sugar. Again, organic brown sugar is my go-to. We're going to cream these together in our stand mixer using the paddle attachment. My mixer is a digital mixer, so it has a cream function, so I'm going to just set it to that cream function. I also have this really handy guard so that the sugars and whatnot don't pop up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but in general this mixer starts out slow, so it usually doesn't happen, but just in case I have this nice splash guard. Then I'm just going to mix this up so it's creamed. It takes about 2 minutes, so any other mixer about 2 minutes until it's light and fluffy. So there we are, our sugars and butters are all creamed together. Now we're going to add in 1 egg and 1 teaspoon vanilla. We're going to put this back on the mixer and we're just going to have all those ingredients be incorporated. And while that's mixing up, or right after it's done mixing up, we're going to add our dry ingredients together. So we're going to do 2 cups of organic unbleached flour. Next is a half teaspoon salt. Next is a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then lastly, for our dry ingredients, we're going to do 1 teaspoon of baking powder. We need to mix that together. I'm just gonna use my teaspoon here to mix it together. As you guys know, I don't love dishes, so we're just gonna mix that up. If you guys want more from scratch recipes, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I post 2 new recipes each week. Then we're gonna take our dry ingredients and we're gonna add them into our mixing bowl of wet ingredients. We're gonna put that back on the mixer and we're going to mix that up. I'll post the full recipe details in the description below, or you can check them out on my website at my-colorado-kitchen.com. The next thing we need to do is prep our last 2 ingredients, probably the most important ingredients, the crushed pineapple. So I have a can of crushed pineapple. We're just gonna use a 3/4 cup of crushed pineapple, but we need to drain it first. So I just like to put it in this strainer, let it sit in my sink and drain for a little bit while we prep the pecans. The other thing we have to prep are the pecans. We want chopped pecans, we don't want full pecans in this. You can buy the chopped pecans or you can use a chopper like this. I'll link this one in the description below. Or you can put them in a plastic bag and use like a meat pounder just to chop them up. Whatever's easiest for you. I'm going to try to leave some bigger pieces and then some smaller pieces of the pecans. We'll add those pecans to our mixing bowl. Once our pineapple is drained, we'll add 3/4 cup pineapple into our mixing bowl as well. We're just going to mix all that together. It does not need to be overly mixed, but you do want it to incorporate throughout that dough. And after that dough is nice and mixed up, we're just going to grab our 2 tablespoon cookie scoop and we're going to put it on our baking tray. I love to use these baking stones. This one is actually my pizza baking stone, which I use for way more than pizza. The cookies do not stick to this, which is so great. If you do just have a regular baking sheet, parchment paper is always great to put down so that they don't stick. I know pineapple cookies are a little bit unexpected, but the flavors with the pecans are just so good and it adds so much moisture. It is a moist cookie. It's perfect for summer. They are light, they're fluffy, they are fantastic. This makes around 24 cookies, and once you have at least one of your trays ready to go, you need to put it in the oven for about 18 to 20 minutes at 350 degrees. You'll just repeat with that remaining dough. All right, and it's time for that first batch to come out. We'll put our second batch in. We're going to let these cool on the pan for about 5-ish minutes, and then we will put them on a cooling rack to cool completely. You do want to make sure that these are cooked completely so that they have some golden brown edges. The pineapple does make them moist, so if you do undercook them, then they'll be a little bit doughy because of that extra juice of that pineapple. My daughter just recently told me that these were her new favorite cookies. I hope they become one of your new favorites too. That second timer is done, so let's pull those cookies out of the oven. And there you guys have it. Thank you so much for making pineapple pecan cookies with me. I hope you love them as much as my daughter loves them. If you do like this recipe, make sure you give it a thumbs up. You hit that bell so you never miss a recipe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button too so you don't miss any new recipes that I post. For the full principal recipe details, I'll link them below, and they're also on my website at my-colorado-kitchen.com. From my kitchen to yours, happy cooking!